वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। प्रथमेश्वरा गणधीश्वरा चिंतामणि परमेश्वरा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। प्रथमेश्वरा गणधीश्वरा चिंतामणि परमेश्वरा। गणनाथ सुरमणि गणपति गणनाथ सुरमणि गणपति। हे रंब श्री लंबोदरा हे रंब श्री लंबोदरा हे रंब श्री लंबोदरा। प्रथमेश्वरा गणधीश्वरा चिंतामणि परमेश्वरा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। प्रथमेश्वरा गणधीश्वरा चिन्तामणि परमेश्वरा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। प्रथमेश्वरा गणधीश्वरा चिन्तामणि परमेश्वरा। गणनाथ सुरमणि गणपति गणनाथ सुरमणि गणपति। हे रंब श्रीलंबोदरा हे रंब श्रीलंबोदरा हे रंब श्रीलंबोदरा। प्रथमेश्वरा गणधीश्वरा चिन्तामणि परमेश्वरा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। हे रंब श्रीलंबोदरा हे रंब श्रीलंबोदरा हे रंब श्रीलंबोदरा।
Rocking a little bit side to side, front and back. Opening up hips a little bit, getting the sits bones connected to the earth. And sitting up nice and tall. And opening up the rib cage. Maybe just letting the eyes close down. Feeling into the heart space. Again, with an intention, do a Maitri Bhavana, which is also a kind of metta, loving kindness. So if it feels okay for you to just try to visualize yourself sitting in front of you. Then holding these sentiments one after the other. You could either mentally repeat them or just feel into it. Feeling the heart center. May I be happy. May I be free of illness, injury, and physical suffering. May I be free from stress, anger, greed, ill will, and envy. May I be joyful, compassionate, and kind towards myself. May I appreciate what I have experienced. May I let go of my regrets. May I let go of all resentment. May I grow wiser and more patient. May I live in equanimity. And just taking a couple of moments, visualize yourself in front of you with all of these qualities. And also noticing if it was difficult to wish this for yourself. And then visualizing in front of you the people closest to you, family, friends, mentors, those you admire. Just having them sitting right in front of you. May you be happy. May you be free of illness, injury, and all physical suffering. May you be free from stress, anger, greed, ill will, and envy. May you be joyful, compassionate, and kind toward yourselves. May you appreciate what you have experienced. May you let go of any regrets, and may you let go of all resentment. May you grow wiser and more patient. May you live in equanimity. Feeling the posture. Seeing the change in the people in front of you, or feeling that it is so. And then in the space before you, visualizing some people that you have neutral feelings toward. This could be just a neighbor or a grocer, just somebody you know, but don't have any particular feelings one way or the other for. May you be happy. May you be free of illness, injury, and all physical suffering. May you be free from stress, anger, ill will, and envy. May you be joyful, compassionate, and kind toward yourself. May you appreciate what you have experienced. May you let go of your regrets. May you let all resentment go. May you grow wiser and more patient. May you live in equanimity. Checking your posture, feeling the heart space, and then putting people in front of you who you have a challenging relationship with, the people you resent or have a grudge against, or that have negative feelings towards you. And then feeling, even if just for this moment, may we be happy. May we be free of illness, injury, and all physical suffering. May we be free from stress, anger, greed, ill will, and envy. May we be joyful, compassionate, and kind toward each other. May we appreciate what we have experienced. May we let go of our regrets. May we let go of all resentment. May we grow wiser and more patient. And may we live in equanimity. And then bringing all of these different beings into the field in front of you, and imagining and visualizing or feeling that it is so. You are surrounded by this endless ocean of all beings stretching out to infinity in every direction, and sending out this loving kindness and open-heartedness from the heart center, just as clear light in every direction. Just sending it out to the living beings in the sky, to the living beings on the earth, to the living beings beneath the earth, to the living beings in the water, to the living earth, to the beings yet to be born, to the beings who have passed, to the beings who are seen, to the beings who are unseen. May all living beings share the blessing of this practice. You can join me in chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Exhale and inhale to vibrate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently coming lying down in a comfortable position, just breathing naturally, and the heart be open. Just following the natural rhythm of the breath without trying to control it or modify it in any way. Just noticing how deep or shallow, maybe even experiencing the breath in all parts of the body. Resting in the big toes and taking a breath there, the legs, the heart, the head. If the mind wanders, just gently bringing it back to the breath. Allowing any sounds or rustling, nature, or city, whatever is arising in this moment, just allowing it to be there as part of the breath. No need for anything to go away or be modified in any way. Just welcoming. And then gently restricting the base of the throat or the glottis, like you would fog a mirror for Ujjayi or victorious breath. Just very softly. So there's sort of an internal sound, like the ocean, the breeze, but externally there shouldn't be too much noise. Beginning to build a steady rhythm with the breath, an equal amount of time in and out. If you're lying down, you can gently make your way back up to a seated posture, continuing to keep the breath rhythm even with the light ujjayi. Just begin to notice the length of the breath, matching the exhale and the inhale. If it feels possible, to figure out how you can count to 1 to 4 on the inhale and 1 through 4 on the exhale. You're kind of matching the pace of the counting to the breath rather than trying to force the breath to match the counting. Mentally counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the breath. Or you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whichever one, but just settle on one. Just gently begin to lengthen the exhale. So you have a 4 count inhale and a 6 count exhale. Still with the light ujjayi, trying to get full, deep, and complete breaths, filling all the way down into the base of the pelvic bowl and the belly first, or having the feeling that you're filling this area first, and feeling up all the way up into the chest. And stretching out the exhale a little bit more. So it's a 4 inhale and 8 exhale. So it's double length exhale. going to keep the same ratio, but we're going to add a 4-count pause at the top of the breath. So you'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 8. It's just gently holding in. We're not straining. We're just pausing the breath. And finally, we're going to change the pause to 7 count. So it'll be a 4-count inhale, a 7-count hold, and an 8-count exhale. So it's called Dirga breath. And it is a very calming, just a few of these breaths, the 4-7-8 breath, can kind of bring you back to center really quickly throughout the day. If you're ever finding yourself getting a little wound up, a couple rounds of just 4-7-8, inhaling for 4, holding for 7, exhaling for 8. The light ujjayi, soft face, the sides of the ribs open. And just finishing the round you're on, and then relaxing the breath. Just feeling the breath in the whole body. We're just going to do a few minutes of breath of fire. So if you've never done a breath of fire before, the easiest way to do it is kind of put your hand on your belly, and then having the mouth open, just sort of panting a little bit like a dog, but just nice and kind of a slower pace. Kind of pulling the navel a little bit. So the breath is moving sort of passively. It's this pull down here at the diaphragm and the navel that's moving the breath. The throat's sort of relaxed and open. And then to do breath of fire, you'll just close the mouth. And it can be done at a moderate pace or a little bit quicker. It just depends on your level of practice. But you want to try to find a pace that's sort of relaxed enough that you can maintain it throughout for a few minutes. If you're on the first few days of a moon cycle, you might consider just doing long, deep breathing. And also, if you start feeling lightheaded or anything, just come out of it for as long as it takes to kind of come back to center and then re-engage. So just being real gentle with yourselves about it. We'll just do it for a few minutes. Your breath could be slower or faster. It doesn't have to match mine. There's no ujjayi, no constriction in the throat. Eyes can be focused up towards the brow point. And inhale deeply. Hold the breath for a moment. No pressure in the head, just holding the breath. Mula Bandha, you can lift up on it. That's just a light constriction of the sex organ, pelvic floor, and rectum, lightly pulling into the navel point. Root lock. And exhale, relaxing everything. Again, just coming back to the natural rhythm of the breath. Experiencing the breath as life force energy moving through every part of the body. It's activating every cell, every molecule. So we're going to do a form of alternate nostril breathing. Normally we would be using the hands, and you'd do this mudra, and you're blocking one nostril, then the other nostril, and holding it in between. But this time we're just going to do it mentally, sort of as a visualization. So it's really the life force energy we're wanting to manipulate, and it's the breath we're using to do it. But in this practice, we're going to imagine breathing in only on the left side, or breathing out and then in the left side, holding the breath for a moment, then breathing out and in on the right side, holding it for a moment, and then switching back. We'd be always breathing out and then breathing in. And instead of blocking the nostrils, what you're going to do is just visualize like half of the body, the left side, filling with light as you're exhaling and inhaling. And as you're holding the breath, you'll feel it shift over to the other side, and then the whole right side of the body will be filled with light or sensation as you're exhaling and inhaling on that side. Or you could just be feeling the sensation. So you'd just be feeling the left side of the body as you take a breath. Then you'll hold the breath and start feeling the right side of the body, and then exhale and inhale the right side, feeling the right side. And as you hold the breath, you'll switch back. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Looks like people sort of get it. Either way, you're just going to be sitting here breathing, and it'll probably be okay. So have a nice, tall, open posture. And you can just take an inhale, imagining feeling the whole body for a moment, taking a deep breath in, holding it for a second, and then just feeling the left side of the body, or filling the left side of the body with light, and exhaling and inhaling long and deep. Holding the breath and then feeling the right side of the body, or letting the light shift over to the right, and then exhaling and inhaling. Holding at the top for a moment, switching sides. Each time exhaling and inhaling, and just continue at your own pace. You may notice that the actual breath is shifting from nostril to nostril, at least primarily, if not entirely, once you kind of settle into feeling the sides this way. And just continuing. And this is really a more advanced practice than the regular alternate nostril using the hand. It's from the Swata Yoga tradition. The Swata is involved with learning how to control shifting from the Ida and Pingala, these side channels along the central channel that come up and terminate at the top of the nostrils at the third eye. Making sure you're trying to keep your concentration steady, but not so tight. Like if you start feeling any kind of tightness or restriction in the breath or in the chest, just backing off a little bit on your concentration. So throughout the day, the nostrils, there's usually one that's more dominant than the other. We'll usually notice that one side feels more open or clear. And they sort of switch every about 90 minutes to a couple of hours, just on their own throughout the day. And these practices are about learning to actually take control of this process. So the different channels have slightly different qualities. The left side channel is more of this yin energy or feminine receptive energy, and the right side is more of this yang projective sort of fiery energy, or sun and moon. Finishing this round of breath. And again, we're just relaxing the breath. Shake the legs out if you need to. And come on back to an easy pose when you're ready. Okay. And then you're just going to be back in easy pose with the hands lightly on the knees, keeping the spine nice and tall. Do a little Agnisar Kriya, which is Agni is fire, so this is a kind of a fiery, energetic pranayama Kriya. And you'll sit really tall. You'll exhale completely, making sure the breath is all the way out. And with the breath held out, you just pump the navel. It looks like this. And then you'll inhale and exhale again. So it's nice if you can get at least 10 pumps in on the navel, but you could go as long as is comfortable. So each time you'll just be exhaling all the breath, holding it out and gently pumping the navel in and out, trying to pull the navel back towards the spine as far as you can. And then when you can't hold the breath anymore, when it becomes, don't strain. So that's what we're going to kind of want to avoid. So even if you're doing less than 10, it's okay. But if you want to keep going for a while, that's okay too. But just sort of make it sustainable. If you're feeling any pressure building up or you're getting dizzy, just take a break. Just do it for a few minutes. So the eyes can be gently focused up to the brow point. You can take a nice, deep, slow inhale. And slowly exhaling all the breath out. Holding it up. Lean forward, put a slight pressure on your knees, and then pump the navel. Just as long as it's comfortable. And inhaling and exhaling again. And then relax the breath. In the summertime, they say it's good to follow this with just 10 breaths of Shitali. And Shitali is just where you curl the tongue and inhale through the tongue. And exhale through the nose. If you're not a tongue curler or taco tongue person, you can just breathe through the teeth across the tongue. So that's called Shitkari. It looks like this. You just want to take about 10 breaths this way. And cooling down the fire. And when you finish those 10 breaths, just take a couple of rounds of Dirga, that 4, 7, 8 breath. Inhaling 4, holding for 7, exhaling for 8. And again, just relaxing the breath. We'll do a couple minutes of Brahmari, which is a humming bee sound. And there's a couple ways you can do this. You can take your index fingers and put them on the tragus, which is this little flap in front of the ear. You just kind of press those closed gently. You don't need to do it yet because obviously you won't be able to hear anything probably. And that's an easy way to do it, is just to press in with the index fingers to close the ears by pushing the tragus, not sticking the finger in the ear. Or if you want, you can use the thumbs to do it and then place the index fingers above the eyebrows, middle fingers kind of on the bridge of the nose, just kind of making a little visor over the eyes. You're not actually touching the eyes. This is a nice way to do it too. And as you inhale, you'll be mentally vibrating Om, but more M than O. So it's like Om. This is the mental vibration as you inhale. And as you exhale, you'll be vibrating Om verbally, but out through the nose and not through the mouth. Even though the mouth is a little bit open, the sound is going up the back of the throat and out the nose. So it's sort of like this. You just do it at your own pace. Whenever you need to take a breath, you'll take a breath in, mentally vibrating Om, and then continuing the M sound out loud, vibrating up into the skull and behind the eyes and the third eye. The focus can be at the third eye or at the root chakra at the base of the spine. Either one will work well. And then we'll just do a few minutes. Letting that vibration move through every part of the body, trying to feel it moving all the way down to the tip of the tailbone, all the way up to the crown of the head. And let's begin. And finish this round, and then just relax the breath again. Give everybody a second, make sure they're hearing. We stopped doing this thing. It's the danger of doing this practice. And then please just come lying down, deeply relaxing again in Shavasana, and releasing the weight of the body to the earth. Again, staying connected with the breath. Maybe having a sense of the body breathing itself. Adjusting your position if you could be just a few percentage points more comfortable. Letting go of analyzing or thinking. Just feeling the weight of the body and the field of gravity connected to the earth. Just the natural flow of sensation as the breath enters and leaves the body, the nostrils, the walls of the throat. A gentle rise and release of the chest and the abdomen. Welcoming any sensations in the body and the body breathing itself. Remaining attentive to the flows of sensation and energy throughout the body. Alert and attentive, still bright but spacious. The whole body is a field of radiant sensation. Welcoming every experience that is present in this moment and that is arising in this moment. It may remain for a moment and pass away. Possibly recalling this feeling of loving kindness or the metta, maitri, feeling of the heart, of the open heart. Just in weaving this in as a kind of felt intention and a deep sense of well-being throughout your whole body. Feeling secure and at ease. Now letting go of any actions. Simply welcoming sensation, physical sensations. Just noticing how all these sensations, as well as any passing thoughts or emotions or images, just noticing how they're constantly changing, coming and going. The entire body, a constantly changing field of radiant sensation. Sense all that you're now aware of in this moment. How sensation is a movement within this field of awareness. Feeling back into awareness itself. Sensing yourself as spacious, unchanging awareness in which all of the changing sensations are arising and unfolding. Changing sensations, revealing unchanging awareness. Changing sensation, revealing unchanging awareness.